What game is this, you might ask? Well, this is none other than the new free-to-play FPS, Shatterline. Yes, you heard that right, free-to-play. So after this vid, or even during this, go and download this game on Steam and give it a try. If you're on console, you're out of luck. For now, until February 2023. But hopefully by then, this game will be even better and your first time playing will be amazing. Now, I just released a goofy little video promoting this game, but now that I've had more time with it, I have a lot of thoughts and things to say about it. So let's start by diving into what is Shatterline. Shatterline is an arcade hero shooter with both a PVE player versus environment mode and a PvP player versus player mode. Let's first dive into the PVE mode of this game. Off of first glance, this game's PVE mode reminds me a lot of Destiny. It's not the same, but the feel is similar and it's quite a bit of fun just like Destiny's PVE. Now, this is a roguelike PVE, which means the world is randomly generated, which I thought was a nice touch since the game is in beta. Because it's in beta, the PVE isn't that expansive yet, and the expeditions you will go on will be with 2 other players at a max out of 4 objectives. Each objective is completed once you defeat a boss. After each boss, you have the option to either exfil and leave with the rewards you have obtained, or risk losing half of your rewards and continue on to potentially double them. This is really fun and interesting until you realize that the rewards are really minimal. After each successful objective, you receive blueprints. 2, then 4, then 8, then 12. This sounds amazing at first. You're like, bro, I get that many blueprints for my weapons? That would be, in fact, SoHype. See what I did there? LOL. Anyway, it's not quite like that. In fact, it's deceptively basically almost the opposite. Each blueprint is 1/300th of an actual blueprint, which this game calls modifications, which I'll touch on those later. But these rewards feel like nothing once you realize that you have to have 25 expeditions perfectly completed all through all 4 objectives in order to get 1 weapon modification. Holy grinding, that is a lot. But this is a free-to-play game, and we have to remember that the way this game is going to make money and profit is through the season passes and weapon skins. Other than that, and the fact that the PvE will need much more content by the game's full release, as it feels very limited after a few playthroughs, I will say the PvE is quite fun. The abilities are joy to use, the looting system is well thought out, and the gunplay feels really nice and smooth. There is a good foundation here, and I hope they can build on it. Moving on over to the PvP, this also has a good foundation to it as well. It has the same enjoyable abilities, gunplay, and movement, along with the game modes you would expect to see in an arcade PvP shooter. You have your typical team deathmatch, an escort the vehicle mode, a mode that is the same as Hardpoint and COD that is called Conquest here, and lastly, a search and destroy mode which is called Demolition here. What is a nice feature that is in all these modes is the ability to revive your teammates. After you or a teammate dies, there is a period of time where a teammate will have the opportunity to revive you or your teammate. It adds a nice extra little flair to each mode, especially Team Deathmatch, which otherwise would just be the vanilla Team Deathmatch we all know. Every time you enter a match, you have the opportunity to pick one of 8 different heroes, with 2 different lesser abilities and 1 ultimate ability. All the abilities and heroes feel pretty balanced so far from all the hours I've played, and no one hero seems to be too overpowered. The guns also feel fairly well balanced, though I will say it takes a long time to unlock the first decent sniper in the game. In the first few hours, I loved this PvP experience. It's a nice blend of the hero shooter we see in Valorant and Apex, and the arcadey multiplayer that we see in COD. But after the first few hours, the honeymoon phase ended and some of its glaring issues shined through. First of all, when you do choose a hero before every match, this takes quite a bit of time. It feels like this process could be shortened to allow less time spent in between games. This isn't a big issue at first, but games like Siege and Valorant have a selection period also for their heroes, and it's much faster, so I believe this game can figure it out before its full release, hopefully. Next is one of the glaring issues that we see right now in Call of Duty, and that's footstep volume. Holy sound, brother. The footsteps in this game are extremely loud, and it's very debatable that it could be louder than Call of Duty. This is a problem because then instead of getting into games that flow with good movement, which this game has, you're left with so many players holding angles and pre-aiming everything because they can hear everyone coming from a mile away. Footstep volume needs to be lowered for this game to reach its full potential because it has a way more arcadey feel than something like Valorant or Rainbow Six Siege, and has a much faster paced movement system than those games. Also, I don't know what others' experiences have been in the multiplayer, but the team balancing on my end has been really awful and super lopsided, with my team usually being on the side of losing. Hopefully this is just me, but it makes me wonder how good the anti-cheat is, and hopefully hacking won't be a big issue in this game, but only time will tell. Also, I want to quickly touch on the modifications. See, we talked about this earlier and they look pretty cool, but unlike blueprints in other games that are just weapon skins, in this game they actually make a gun slightly better. I don't know if I like this or not, but it actually does make the fact that if you buy more modifications, you're going to have slightly better guns. It kind of adds a small pay to win element that I'm not so sure I like. It's just a little thing that we'll have to see with time, but something to note. Overall though, the foundation of the multiplayer is really solid, and overall I am having a lot of fun with it. And given that we have a decent amount of time before this game's full release, I definitely have more grace on this beta than Modern Warfare 2, and hope that they will make the proper changes with time and add lots of fun content. It would be unfortunate if the full game is pretty bare and they stop listening to what their player base wants in the game. Hopefully they maintain a healthy relationship with us players, and this game has a long and healthy lifespan, but only time will tell. And for now, this game is a fun free-to-play experience that I believe is worth checking out and giving a chance. Have you played Shatterline? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I hope you are having a blessed day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Blessings.
It's so hype, I'ma take flight, alright. Would you kinda please give me a like and maybe subscribe if you like? I don't know, but I hope your soul's bitty so cold.